are you?
There.
Where are you?
And there.
Hospital?
Yeah.
Yeah, did the lady look at your tummy?
Yeah.
Yeah? Did you watch Mickey Mouse?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is that fun? What are you eating?
Tip.
Chips.
Yes. Yeah.
Lydia,
What?
what are you doing?
What?
Making a bun?
Yes.
What are you doing with all that flour?
Yeah.
They're making me say.
So.
Fun?
Yes. Bus.
What are you going to put on it?
Papa.
Butter? What else?
Salad.
That one?
Salad.
Can't put them all on.
Yes.
Yes? Not too much.
Yes.
Hello. So today I have a few thoughts about ministry. And when I say ministry, I mean either sharing the gospel with those who don't know the Lord, or encouraging, teaching, or helping those who do know the Lord. So it's kind of two kinds of ministry. So one of them is from the book of Mark, chapter 6, and the story of the 5,000, feeding the 5,000 with 2 fish and 5 loaves. 5 loaves, 2 fish. In verse 34 it says, "And Jesus, when he came out, saw much people, and was moved with compassion towards them, because they were as sheep not having a shepherd. And he began to teach them many things." So we see from this story and from this verse that Jesus really cared about the crowds of people. He had compassion towards them because they were like sheep having no shepherd. And so for us too, when we see the crowds of people, we should have compassion on them. But for me, I don't have any trouble with that. I actually don't like being around big crowds of people because it makes me feel very I find it depressing just seeing so many people and knowing that a lot of them don't know the Lord. So I have no trouble with that. But I was just thinking about the story of the lost sheep. And in that sheep, the shepherd goes after the one sheep that has gone astray. It says he leaves the 99 and goes after the one sheep that has gone astray. So Jesus doesn't only see big crowds with compassion, he also sees the ones and the twos, the individuals. And that's what I have more trouble doing. Sometimes it's easy to care about the crowds of people, and yet we don't care so much just about the one person. And yet in the story of the lost sheep, the shepherd took the effort and the time and the energy to go after one sheep. And for me, that's really important to remember, that the individuals are just as important to God as the huge crowds of people. So that is encouraging. Sometimes we want to reach the big crowds of people, and yet we may only be able to reach the ones and the twos. But it's good to remember that they're just as important to God as the big crowds of people. And if you think of the different people that Jesus talked to and helped, like there were the big crowds of people in the story, but there was also Nicodemus, who was just one person. There was the woman at the well. There was Nicodemus. There were the different individual people that he healed. And then there was also the children and the infants. Jesus had time for the children and the babies as well. He saw them as important as well. He was moved with compassion towards them as well. So that's just a really good reminder to me to not only care about the big groups of people or the crowds of people, but to see every person as somebody that is worth saving, if that makes any sense. And one more thought I was listening to somebody yesterday and they were talking about when Jesus said, I'll make you fishers of men. And they said, but it's hard because most people don't want to listen. And it can be very off-putting when you want to share the gospel with people and they don't want to listen. But I was just thinking, like with catching fish, fish don't want to be caught. You have to catch the fish because they do not want to be caught. And so it does make sense that people as well also don't want to listen. They don't want to know about God. But yeah, we shouldn't be discouraged because that is normal. Just like if you're catching fish, if you get discouraged with catching fish because the fish don't want to be caught, well, then you won't catch any fish. So I just thought that was a good thought because it is easy to get discouraged when people don't want to hear it, but we need to keep going. So I hope those thoughts are an encouragement to you.